great insight, great knowledge. Sometimes somebody can say one thing that can change your business, that can change your relationship, that can change your life. And many of times we miss it because we fail to listen. Ask the right questions and then be present. Number 4, and this is the most important thing I'm going to say tonight. If you forget anything I say today, let it be not this, but remember this part. In great communicating and understanding, you have to have positive self-talk. It is more important. The conversation you have with yourself is more important than the conversation you have with anyone else. I'm going to repeat that. The conversation you have with yourself is more important than the conversation you have with anyone else. Before you walk into that interview, before you walk into that job, before you make that sale, you should have the utmost confidence. You should believe that you have it, believe you're a great communicator, believe you're a great speaker, versus the opposite. Now imagine I see this lovely lady here, and I have negative self-talk. So my body language is, hi, my name's Rich. How you doing? Hi, maybe, you want to go. No, you don't want to go out with me. No, it's fine. That won't get the job done. But if I talk to myself before I spoke to her, say, Rich, you're great. You have great ambition. You have great quality. Everybody in the world should love to talk to you. Then you come up with a different swag. Hey, how you doing, girl? Hey,
nice to meet you.
Hey, nice to meet you too. We should hang out sometime. Maybe go out. I like great food. 8 o'clock. I'll pick you up at 8, baby. I'll pick you up at 8. So even if she wasn't, say, attracted to me, which is crazy, right? Look at me. But just an example. Say she wasn't attracted to me, she would still consider it because she's like, wow, there's something about him that makes me feel that energy, makes me want to have a conversation at least. Because everything is in here. Your life experience, every conversation you have tends from here. The reason you don't make the sale is because you didn't believe you were going to make it. The reason you didn't make that client is because you didn't believe you were going to have that client. The reason that person said, I'll be there, didn't show up, because you didn't believe they were going to show up. It's the utmost confidence when you can talk to yourself. I talk to myself every day, every morning. I thank any deity you want, but I thank just the world for being here, having a chance to show myself. And I say, Rich, you're great. You're going places. And that positive self-talk keeps me going. When I sit on stage, people say, Rich, you have so much confidence, because I talk to myself every day. They say, Rich, you can do this. There's no reason you can't. And number 5, which is probably the second important one, is argue less. We live in a world where it's more important for us to be right than do the right thing. We rather say, yes, I win the argument. Yes, yay me. But you didn't get that person's favor. There was a man named Abraham Lincoln. You may have heard of him. May have. And his mantra was, with malice for none and charity for all. He never liked to argue. He's known for being one of the nicest men you'll ever meet in your life. He never liked to argue. He had the most charisma. For a great speaker, we have to learn his Gettysburg Address to graduate high school, middle school. That's how much of an impact he had. And he never liked to argue. Once, he received a telegram during the Civil War where his advisor said, we have General E. Lee on the run. We got him. If we attack now, the war is over. Of course, Lincoln grabbed his feather, dipped it in ink, and wrote to his general and said, get Lee now. Let's end the war. Attack him now. Several weeks passed. He received a letter from his general, which stated, Mr. Lincoln, I'm sorry, we missed our opportunity. And of course, being the president, wanting to end the war, he was livid. Nobody's ever seen Abraham Lincoln actually livid, but he was livid. He grabbed his pen and wrote this nasty gram, saying, "Why didn't you follow my orders? Why didn't you attack him at the time I told you to? Why?" Puts the letter in an envelope and never sends it. He puts it in his drawer. And the only reason we understand or know about this letter, I think his wife found it after he passed. Because he knew if he went out to the field with his generals, he didn't want it to be awkward. You ever have an argument with somebody, the next time you see him it's like really weird? It's like, oh God, I don't know what I'm gonna say to this person. Hey man, hey! You gotta act fake. That's not proper communicating and understanding. That's combative. He knew that I want my team, my troops to be on my side. I'm the commander-in-chief. I want them to actually like me. I remember a friend said they came out of war in Iraq, and his general was one of the worst communicators in the world. All he did was drill them, drill them, drill them. He told me somebody threw a grenade into his tent. Don't let somebody throw a grenade in your tent. It's not fun. He ran. Lincoln knew that when you argue less, you gain people's favor. Sometimes it's easier to say, you know what? I did have a role in that. I could have done that a little bit better. You're right. It's peace. It's calm. Sometimes it's more important to do the right thing than to be right. So these 5 things of being a great communicator and understander is 1, listen more. You have no idea the great insight people actually have when you listen. Number 2, ask the right questions. Find out about that person. Find out more about that skill, about their hobbies. You'll make that sale. If any salesman in the room, when you're sitting before that sale, when you build rapport, ask those right questions. People are interested in you when you're interested in them. Number 3, be present in the conversation. Fellas, next time your wife is talking to you, turn off the Golf Channel. Put away your phone. Have the conversation. It will mean a lot to her because you don't want a Casanova coming into your house. No, there's some handsome guys in here. I know that's not going to happen. Number 4, of course, have positive self-talk, most importantly. And number 5, argue less. We see on the news, we see all over the radio or Facebook, all this combative energy. For what? For what? Argue less. Sometimes it's better to do the right thing than to be right. Script Orlando, I want to thank everyone for taking their time out to listen to me. If you have any questions about my new book that's coming out, it's called Destiny on Purpose. All the 20 things I figured out, what makes one person from failure to succeeding. It's coming out by the end of the year. If you have any questions, please find me on my Facebook, my Instagram, and any of my social media handles, where I will be glad to share with you all this great information and turn you more successful than you already are. Script Orlando, thank you very much.